Parashat Shoftim. In the month of Elul, we build up to Rosh Hashanah. All these parashiot have messages that are relevant to the end of the Jewish year and hopefully to the start of a new year. We find at the end of this week's Torah portion a fascinating anecdote being described. Ki tatzu al yamim rabim. If you're going to besiege a city for many days, leilachem alea, to fight it, letofza, in order to take it, not to enslave its inhabitants, not to murder the inhabitants, but to take the territory. Then the Torah tells us, Lo tashchit et etza. Don't just chop down the trees. Lindoach alea garzen. Ki mimenu tochel. If they're fruit trees, then you have to recognize the benefit, the purposefulness of those trees, the utility of those trees. V'otolo tichrot. Don't destroy them. Then it continues, because there could have been a full stop there. Ki ha'adam etz hasadeh. A person is a tree of the field. Lavot mipanecha b'matzah. To come in with the siege before you. What's going on here? What's the idea behind this particular pasuk? And why is it relevant to the end of a Jewish year and the build up to Rosh Hashanah? I think we'd all agree that we're living in a time which has so many technological advances. The world is so much easier in some aspects than it was when we were younger. But on the other hand, we live in a world where we perhaps are less sensitive to the beauty of the world. We're less sensitive to resources. Just think about all those pictures you might have taken during the summer holiday. Back when we were younger, you had a film, you were 24, you were 36, sometimes you got a bonus picture, and how happy we were, but we took pictures so carefully. Nowadays we take so many pictures and we quickly delete things, we throw things away. We discard so much in the modern world. Yes, maybe it's digital and doesn't have a physical footprint to it, and we're not taking it to dispose somewhere in a bin, but we're still a world that gets rid of things. We don't preserve, we don't have the sensitivity to items and the value of the natural world that we did in the past. Says Rav Hush, Lo tashchit, you may not cut down the trees around about the city. And he brings from the Midrash that there are actually two parts. You may eat the fruits. Yes, it's a mitzvah. It's a positive mitzvah, says the Midrash. Mimenu tochel, you must eat those fruits. It's a positive commandment. V'otolo tichrot, and you mustn't cut them down, is a negative commandment. By purposeless destroying a fruit-yielding tree, you violate the positive commandment to benefit from that tree, and you transgress the negative commandment. And through extension, Rav Hush tells us, but this prohibition of purposeless destruction of fruit trees around a besieged city is only to be taken as an example of general wastefulness. What's Rosh Hashanah? Hayom Harat Olam is the day the world was created, meaning that mankind, who are the central motif of the world's existence, we're going to celebrate the birthday of the world, the birthday of humanity. What type of birthday are we going to have if we're the types of people that destroy the world? So in these weeks before Rosh Hashanah, we're being given the opportunity to meditate on central themes within Jewish life that are going to be relevant for the festival itself. Under the concept of Bal Tashchit, says Rav Hush in his commentary, the purposeless destruction of anything at all is taken to be forbidden, so that Lo Tashchit of our text becomes the most comprehensive warning to human beings not to misuse the position which God has given them as masters of the world, and its matter to capricious, passionate, or merely thoughtful, wasteful destruction of anything on earth. We don't go to war today, so it's unlikely we're going to, in the sense that the Torah is describing. But there are beautiful biographies of the Israeli soldiers in the Six-Day War who came from kibbutzim, and they drove their tanks into Gaza back in the 60s. Many of the kibbutz soldiers couldn't imagine themselves driving their tanks over orchards and trees, and so they took a long way around, because Yisrael Kedoshim Hem, we are holy and pure people, and our neshamas resonate with the truth of Torah. Let's make sure in the last few weeks of the year we recognize the sanctity of the natural world, the benefit that Hashem put into the world, giving us the trees, giving us food, and commit ourselves to appreciating the natural world and its beauty and its gifts. And that way we can stand in front of Hashem on Rosh Hashanah and say, Hayom Harat Olam, Hayom Bamid Bamishpat, and we're going to say we are people that you can find innocent in our judgment, because we appreciate the world, we love your world. We recognize that you put us in this beautiful world to do good things with it. Shabbat Shalom.